It's been 5 years since the first Apple Silicon Macs launch, and during that time, we have seen Apple deliver again and again on a whole lineup of Macs that have literally changed the game on what sort of performance, capabilities, battery life, and design that we can expect on our computers. However, you've seen nothing yet because Apple isn't taking their foot off the gas quite yet, and Apple has big plans to shake up the entire Mac lineup in more ways than one. So for this video, I want to tell you why this upcoming time frame is one of the most that I've been excited for the Mac lineup as a whole, and tell you what rumors and reports are saying about the future of the Mac lineup. So first of all, let's get the boring stuff out of the way because there are some updates coming that aren't going to be all too exciting, and that would basically be the rest of the MacBook lineup, or the rest of the Mac lineup with the M5 chip. And yes, we already have our first M5 Mac. That would be the new MacBook Pro that Apple just updated, which I think is actually the best Mac laptop that you can buy right now. But it was, again, the only Mac that was updated with the M5 chip, so we have a lot more M5 Macs coming. According to reports from Mark Gurman and others, this includes a lot of new Macs coming in early 2026. And these rumors basically say what you can probably figure out for yourself, and that is that yes, a new MacBook Air, Mac Mini, iMac, all the Macs that need a new M5 chip, well, you can basically expect Apple to update them with a new M5 chip, and probably some other upgrades like the faster SSD storage or some other slight spec bumps. Now, the more exciting rumored upgrade, which is also coming in early 2026, are the more powerful M5 chips, because Apple did not update the M4 Pro or M4 Max MacBook Pros. So yes, a new M5 Pro chip and a new M5 Max chip are also coming. Now, you might think a chip upgrade is going to be boring, but I think these are going to be really exciting based on the performance we have already seen on the base level M5 chips. This is going to be a pretty crazy year for the potential upgrades we are about to see in multi-core CPU performance on the M5 Pro and M5 Max, considering the M5 just saw around a 20% increase in multi-core performance. But in particular, I am really excited to see just how impressive the GPU capabilities are on these new MacBook Pro models with an M5 Pro and M5 Max, because the area where we saw the biggest gains on the M5 chip was with GPU-related tasks, which could see up to a 40% increase in their performance workloads. So it stands to reason that the M5 Pro and especially the M5 Max are gonna be really powerful with their increase in GPU cores. So in terms of GPU related workloads, this is gonna be a crazy year. Still, as much as a spec nerd as I am about these chips, I know that if you already own an Apple Silicon Mac, chances are you aren't that excited for these upgrades, considering your Mac is probably powerful enough. But hey, if you have a powerful Mac, you also have to take advantage of it with powerful Mac apps, but buying apps separately can start to get really expensive, which is why you should check out SetApp. SetApp is the ultimate place to get apps for your Mac and iPhone with over 250 apps under one subscription, and SetApp makes it easy to find the apps you're looking for with a fast discovery process and an app guide section that makes finding the apps you're looking for easy, and with a handy QR code, you can even get the corresponding iPhone app. And there's a lot of great apps in SetApp. My favorite include iStat Menu, which is a powerful tool for monitoring your Mac's hardware, letting you see memory allocation, battery life, CPU usage, SSD usage, CPU temperatures, and more, making it so easy to manage your Mac. Or apps like Any, a powerful local-first AI assistant that can do many tasks, from finding and summarizing events on your calendar, automatically removing backgrounds from photos, adding passwords to your PDF files, or even asking it to find the perfect app on, you guessed it, SetApp. And get this, one of the apps I was already using and paying full price for is my favorite photo editing app, Luminar Neo, which is available on SetApp for free. I wish I knew that before I started using it, because it's so much more cost-effective bundling these apps together, and it makes it so easy to find new and powerful apps whenever you need them, which can really speed up your own workflows. And you don't have to imagine how it is to use SetApp watching this. You could try it right now. Just click the link in the description below and you will get a free 30-day trial to SetApp. And thank you to SetApp for sponsoring this video. Now, yeah, supposedly a lot of those Macs in early 2026 are just going to be spec bump upgrades, but there is one exciting Mac that is rumored to launch at the start of 2026, and that is Apple's new entry-level MacBook. Yes, according to rumors, Apple is planning to launch a new low-cost MacBook in the next few months, targeting an early 2026 release date. It is rumored to feature a 12.9-inch display, come in multiple color options like silver, blue, pink, and yellow, and instead of an M series Mac chip powering it, well, current reports say that it will actually be powered by either an A18 Pro or an A19 Pro chip, the same chips that power the iPhone. And this is actually really exciting because at first you might think, wait a minute, can an iPhone chip actually power a Mac? But if you start to dig into the numbers, you'll see that the latest iPhone chips are actually more powerful than the early M series Mac chips. And on top of that, iPhone chips are even lower powered than the M series chips. These are processors that have to run on extremely battery-constrained mobile devices like the iPhone. So a MacBook with an iPhone-powered chip would have a really big advantage. It could have incredible battery life, and if they keep the current design, it could mean we are about to see battery life levels that would go beyond 24 hours of usage, which would make this new low-cost MacBook have the best battery life out of any of Apple's MacBooks, and that is an insane thing to think about because battery life is such an important spec. But it might not just be battery life. Apple could go another route entirely, and instead of packing these giant batteries like they have to into MacBooks, well, with an iPhone-powered MacBook, they could put in a much smaller battery and get the same battery life they do like a current MacBook Air, right? But get all the benefits like reduced weight or possibly being able to make the design even smaller or thinner, which could theoretically mean a design that would finally be thinner and lighter than the infamous 12-inch MacBook, a device that is now over 10 years old at this point, but still holds the record for the thinnest and lightest laptop that Apple has ever made. So either route Apple wants to go with this, you're still going to get a MacBook that either has crazy battery life or a new design that is a lightweight workhorse. But of course, best of all for this rumored new base level Mac is the price point, because this machine could be as low as $600. And yes, this is something that Apple has never done before, a MacBook that retails below $1,000. And that is a big deal because right now, the only way to get an Apple laptop below $1,000 is to shop for deals. And yes, currently you can get an M4 Air on Amazon for like $800, which is a great price. But the fact that you can walk into an Apple store when this Mac gets released and buy a machine at full retail price for even around $700, that is just going to be a huge disruptor in the entire laptop market because right now, the only other options for laptops in that price range is either a Windows machine or a Chromebook. So by having a fully fledged capable Mac, that is just gonna be crazy to see. Now, while that low-cost MacBook is definitely gonna be the biggest strategy change from Apple in 2026, there is also one other change that is rumored to come towards the end of this year. And that is, yes, a fully redesigned MacBook Pro with a bit of a surprise. Yes, there are a ton of rumors out right now about Apple gearing up for a major redesign to the M6 MacBook Pro. Current reports indicate that it will feature a new body design that will be thinner and lighter than the current version. On top of that, it will come with a brand new OLED display, the first ever in a Mac. This OLED display will bring in the ultimate Mac display with a higher contrast ratio, better black levels, and it will be the biggest OLED display that Apple has ever shipped in a product so far. And the rumored redesign is even said to be removing the bigger notch cutout in favor of a smaller hole punch display, so you're gonna get more screen area overall. Furthermore, there will be one more thing according to Mark Gurman, and that will be one of the biggest indications that the Mac lineup is changing because Apple, after holding out for years and years, I mean years, rumors say that this will be the first Mac to ship with a touchscreen display. Yes, a Mac you can actually touch. Now, I know you might be wondering why after all these years of resisting to put a touchscreen on the Mac, when so many Mac users, including myself, don't really see the need for a touchscreen display on a interface designed for mouse and keyboard, like why would Apple add that? Well, I think this largely has to do with the iPad, because the iPad has gotten a lot more Mac-like in recent years. It now supports full keyboard and trackpad controls. It has a new windowing system that works very much like the Mac. It has menu bar controls. It even has the red, yellow, and green stoplight controls on iPad windows, right? Like, it looks very Mac-like now. And with the recent release of macOS 26 and iPadOS 26, well, it's clear that Apple is trying to make all of their operating systems look and work very similarly. So naturally, I think from their point of view, it's time to bring a little bit of the iPad to the Mac by enabling touchscreen controls. And on top of that, Apple makes it easy to bring iPad apps over and even has really helpful features like iPhone mirroring on the Mac now. So it kind of makes sense that even if you're not using touch as the primary input, it would be nice to be able to control those apps or even your iPhone on your Mac's display like you could in the real world. So that includes adding a touchscreen to the Mac. In addition to touch displays, the M6 MacBook Pro could also be the first Mac to ship with Apple's rumored C2 cellular modem, making these the first Macs ever that connect to a cellular network, enabling a whole new era of true mobile Macs that can be connected and used anywhere. And I imagine this could be just the start of Apple bringing over cellular connectivity to the rest of the MacBook lineup, ranging from a $600 portable lightweight Mac to the most expensive premium MacBook Pros. This will be the most ambitious MacBook lineup in the company's history, targeting more users and more use cases than ever before. And I am really excited to see how this strategy plays out for next year. And I'm also really excited to upgrade my Mac and to finally be able to get cellular service. I really hope that rumor is true. So if you're just as excited as me, well, get subscribed, because I think this upcoming year for Apple is going to be a very exciting one, and there's going to be a lot of products to talk about. So if you like this video, give me a like, tell me what you think about this next era for the Mac, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.